Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Mr. Krabbe's Reading Corner. Today, we're going to take a peek at Mosseltoe by Margie Palatini and illustrated by Henry Cole. I've never read this book before. I've got myself a glass of hot cocoa with a little whipped cream on top. It's looking a little sad now, but a couple minutes ago, it looked fantastic, I promise you. So let's move this out of the way and get to reading. Holy cow. What a duo. And they've got the Mosseltoe there too. Hey, good choice of drink. That's fantastic. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tuneful of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his moustache had the holiday spirit. Holy cow, that is a moustache, isn't it? He's wearing his pajamas. He looks pretty cozy there. What's he? Winter Wonderland, Jingle Bells, Let It Snow, Sleigh Ride. He is really... Oh, Christmas Tree. These are classics. He's really going to town on these. If you'll look down here, I'm noticing he's going so hard on this piano, he's shifted it over about a foot. That's how... That's awesome. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been easy. Easy. Yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. Look at that list. And what a mustache. Holy cow. Do you know anybody with a mustache like that curls out of the sides? Mr. Krabbe here can't grow much of a mustache, but, some people are made for things like reading books instead of growing mustaches. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. He hauled some boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from the ceiling to the floor. Check, check, check. Then he rapped yo, 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 and he ribboned ho, ho, ho. And on each package he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Now, whenever your parents are getting ready to wrap up presents, I don't know if do y'all ever help wrap up presents? I know I help wrap up presents, but this is quite the put together he has. He's already got a lot of his presents put together, and he's got some ribbon there. And I wonder if, oh yes, as he's using his mustache to help wrap the gifts. I can't. That's brilliant. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out the pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Recipes, oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all have these in your house, but when I was a kid, usually it was at my grandma's, she had a box of recipes. It said recipes, and there were different kinds of breads and pastas and salads. Oh my goodness. That's fun. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies. Check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets. Check, check, check. He made jellies, jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes. So simple. So easy. but of course, so perfectly perfect. He's using his mustache to hang up. Oh man, this book's great. That's terrific. And look at that cake. Is that like a yellow? Yep, it is yellow cake. I just wanted to double check for everybody. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls, then spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and Mosseltoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingled bells, sang noels. Oh, good golly, this moose was jolly. Check, 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 check. Everybody together now. Check. And he's going down the stairs. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Look at him go. He's just so happy. He's even got his two little teethers out there. Wow, that's awesome. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one with special care. And just in time, too. Soon, Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. And so simple, so easy. And if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. He's holding on to his hammer and nails. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me, if you look here, all of the stockings are for Moose feet. That is so cute. Oh, my goodness. On that night before Christmas, Mother, Little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done! Everything looked bountiful. Festive, quite fine indeed. There is just one minor problem, if you will.
Oh dear,
sighed the missus, and the five stared at one empty corner.
oh my, oh me, oh gee.
Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree! Oh, man, that is a serious... Yeah, he did miss the tree. Is that a mouse hole? It looks like that's a mouse door. I wonder if they have a tree in there. Oops! Where would they hang the tinsel? String the popcorn? Light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow. And that's all there was to that. So out went the moose, braving busterly, blowing winds and the cold, trudging through snowdrifts, courage and bold. They are all so snuggly, and Pops is out there. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow, he's out. He's really going out. Look how cold it is. You can see the snow whipping around behind him and through his coat. Do you think he's really warm? And now that we're here, well, I guess the hats would work on these three, but does Mom have any, whatchamacallem? Is that a horn or a... Anyway. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner. Not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh. Things were looking bad. He went down to every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy, bulbous bough hanging around. Nope, nada, nothing. Not a tree to be found. Oh, he went all the way up Spruce Street and down Pine Avenue. Not a single tree, huh? Christmas trees, sold out all over the place. Man, oh man, that's a bummer. No tree, sighed a sad moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said,
Oh, so who needs a tree?
But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children and winked at his bride. "Kids," he declared, "fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop." Dear Santa, we don't have a tree, but leave presents here. That's just, I love that. So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took a part, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped, they plopped, they pasted in, they pressed, they curled, they twirled every which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent mustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. Oh man, they're covering his mustache in glue. Oh. Moose Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel, beginning right with his nose. And they hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, plums, sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plugged in his pop. Ooh, ah, ah. Yes, Moose truly was one incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and oh boy, he was ever bright. Man, oh man. Then Junior placed the star on top of the Moose's head and gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed. Except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling, still blinking, and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple. And it wasn't so easy. And okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But you know what? It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. Excuse me. I am really loving this visual in my head. If everybody takes a moment and closes your eyes, imagine you're the big man Santa Claus. You come down a chimney, and you're in the dark. You see the lights of a tree, and I'm sure at this point in Santa's career, he's gotten pretty good at seeing in the dark. And in the dark, as you're putting presents under the tree, you start to feel hooves, and then you start to feel really, really furry feet, or I guess hooves as well. And then you look up and you see a pair of eyes looking back at you. Oh my goodness. That is just too much fun. That is too much fun. Mosseltoe, what do we think, everybody? I had a lot of fun with this. What can we take away from it? Well, let's see. I think for one, it's a really good opportunity for us to thank our parents for all that they do around the holiday season. Making sure the house is put together, that there are gifts that, maybe if mom and dad are putting together the tree or decorating, you can ask to lend a hand. I thought it was really cool that at the end, the kids were really, really trying to be super flexible with dad. Oh, well, dad, it's okay. We don't have a tree. We'll just put up a note here so Santa knows where to put things. So the kids were being really thoughtful, and while Dad could see that they weren't totally happy, they were still willing to help, even in a very small way. So I think in our time coming up, and it's just a couple weeks away, maybe look for opportunities to help your parents out. Ask mom or dad if they need help with putting up anything. If your tree's not up yet, helping putting up ornaments, If that means doing the dishes so they can do something else, taking out the trash, keeping your room clean, any of that stuff. Because, think about it, all the things that our parents do for us, or our grandparents, or our aunts, or uncles, or whoever you're with. And all the same, it's good to help. It's good to lend a helping hand every once in a while. But nonetheless, Mosseltoe, I loved this book. That was so much fun. Margie Palatini and Henry Cole, they did a great job putting this thing together. I am going to have to reread this later. But this was so much fun. Again, a very Merry Christmas to you all out there, and I hope that you enjoyed this book as much as I do. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.